All right, all right. Hey, hey. All right, so Libras, let's go ahead and take a look at the same style that I was doing on Saturday before everything got all bogged down. And that was just on my end. That was my fault. I had to take Sunday off and get some sleep. But let's go ahead and take a look at the life path that Libra is on and what their life path, should they choose to, continue on a certain pathway, what should they be like able to access? What kind of happiness and what kind of life should they be able to enjoy? I'm only looking at the more positive choices that Libra might have opportunity to accept or to select for themselves. We have got the Eight of Cups and we have the Hierophant. It feels like Libra has an opportunity to really choose the belief system that works for them, choose the things that they really feel confident are like a part of the path that they want, choose the romantic partnership that they want or not. This could be that there's someone that Libra's meant to marry. There could be a Taurus on the horizon. There could be somebody that would be just an amazing match for Libra. And if this is a Libra who once upon a time had too many other people like weighing in on their own choices, this is Libra. Libra will be able to marry the person that they want, the love of their lifetime. No matter what else has come before in Libra's life, if they took some wrong turns, some left turns, if they had other people commanding them or demanding things of them or persuading them or, guilting them into doing things, it says Libra will choose a path that is uniquely their own. That's what's up ahead for our Libra. The love that they want, the energy that they want to share, that is on the horizon for them. We have the Hermit here as well, which there could be a significant Virgo on the horizon for our Libra, but we also see a substantial amount of like spiritual, and uniquely spiritually, I'll say uplifting energy that Libra is beginning to choose for themselves. Like they're making these choices about who they really are, what they really believe in, and they're getting a sense of calm and peace and inner knowledge. This feels like a very independent Libra, somebody who doesn't have to keep, acquiescing to others or have to feel like they have to make sure that other people's needs are being met. Mary Jones, so good to see you, baby. This is coming for our Libra. This is the path that they're walking down. It's like one that they are trailblazing for their belief systems, for their heart, for their love story. Eight of Pentacles, Six of Swords upright. Again, all of this is looking like Libra's life's work is going to lead them to a place of calm, of peace. This could have even been a Libra that found themselves at one point in their life even working in a job, even having married somebody, none of which really suited them. They may have ended up being in like kind of like a life that somebody else had dictated. And this Libra, that won't happen to them anymore. Now, conversely, let's say this is a younger Libra. Let's say this is a Libra who's, 19, 22 years old, something like that. Maybe they went to college, maybe, they had family friends who really supported them doing something, but maybe it's like, honestly, I'm actually an adult. I shall make my own decisions and the things that I believe in and the kind of career path I want to have. I'm not too worried if everybody else agrees with it. I know I'm going to go down the roads that make me happy. This could be a Libra who is very it's just, I feel this taste of freedom for them and this really authentic lifestyle for themselves now. We've been getting some really great Libra messages lately. Creepy but beautiful. So nice to see you, babe. I always love your name so much. We have the Five of Cups. I definitely feel like for too long, either Libra was, I keep getting this impression that we had a Libra who was very insulated. Like they were told to believe stuff that they didn't. They were told to accept things that really didn't suit them. They weren't permitted to have something in their life that they really wanted. They weren't allowed to go move to a certain area. They weren't allowed to love a certain person. They weren't allowed to pursue, a certain thing in their life. And that, created a lot of grief. But this is our Libra saying, but you know what? I don't have to just long for something. I don't have to sit and wait for the day I can have this. Wonderful changes in Libra's life. Five is a number of change, but we can see clearly this person sitting here and they're looking off the distance. I also kind of feel like someone has been longing for Libra. This could be somebody who has wished that Libra would, like, oh God, I'd love it if you'd come work with me, work at this company, or I wish that you would come and be with me, Libra. I'm in love with you. But maybe Libra couldn't do it for a period of time, or wouldn't, because they had to first, like anything that this Libra does, it has to be on their own like motor. They have to be able to just choose their own life and do it when they're ready to do these things. That's super important to our Libra right now. But I think anything that Libra wanted to have in their life but either was denied or told that they couldn't have, it's not too late. It's not too late at all. It doesn't matter if this Libra is, just now footloose and single and free, or if this is a Libra who's 75 years old and finally they're going to go back and marry the person that they always wished they had married. Whatever this is, it says balance is being restored. Everything that would have been right for Libra that for some reason they bypassed, for some reason they felt like they couldn't have, or they had to keep sacrificing and not getting the life they wanted because somebody else deserved their time. All of this says it's okay. That's water under the bridge. Libra is not missing out on all the things that they actually have wanted. That's all still up ahead for them. If, in fact, with that temperance, I almost feel like things are going to be better than ever. And then sure enough, we have the high priestess here. Libra senses this too. It's so nice to see that Libra has not been cheated out of the things that they most wanted, most desired. We have a 5 of Wands here as well. I do think that there's been more conflict in this Libra's life, and they either had people that used conflict as a way to like draw Libra in. I'm picturing like, say, a family who says, hey, listen, this is going on. We need you to take care of these things. You owe it to the family. I feel as if that coercion really, that was some leverage that worked on Libra for a period of time. I mean, maybe many, many years. Maybe Libra found themselves having to give up so much for so long. This could be a story of somebody that, gave up 45 years of their life to, the leverage that was placed upon them. But finally that leverage is lifting, and Libra's like, I now know other people create their own dramas. It's not my duty to fix other people's dramas, even my own family, because sometimes the drama never ends. That'll just be one leverage point after another after another. And this is a Libra saying, I'm at peace with the fact that it's not my job to heal everybody's, wounds and upsets. It's not my job to try to keep the peace. It's not my job to be the glue that holds everything together and never get a chance to live my own life. And I just feel like this is such a huge relief that no matter where Libra is at in their age bracket, no matter where they are in their life, this is still that message that says, oh my God, I get to live my life. And I feel like this is the first time. In this story, it's a very specific message. This is for a Libra who hasn't yet been able to live their life according to what they wanted. And they finally are able to do that. And it just says it's such a relief, because this is such a huge breakthrough where Libra can be at peace, even if other people around them are not at peace. Libra's like, that isn't my problem. I know the difference between what I'm responsible for and what you're responsible for. And I think that that's probably the biggest thing. I feel like this is a very beautiful Libra, somebody with a huge heart, somebody who, wants to make sure that other people in their life are doing well, but they had sacrificed way too much for way too long. And this is them finally learning like that healthy boundary, I'll say. Let me change decks and go back over here to, it says Libra is walking away and they're walking toward, this keeps looking like the person that they want to marry, or it keeps looking like first they just needed some time alone to connect to what they believe in. I'd like to look at those two cards, the Hierophant and the Hermit, a little closer and see what this is that is, coming in for them. We have the Hermit again with the 3 of Wands, with the Empress in the reverse. This could be a Libra who's like, either there's somebody that they want to go explore the world with, somebody they want to travel with. There could be a Virgo that they're like, oh my God, that Virgo, I wanted so badly. This could be like a best friend, or this could be, maybe it's a lover, but it's like, I have wanted so badly to join them in some of their adventures. Now I feel like I could, but previously I was held back because either I was married to the wrong person. By the way, this is Libra Taurus, or I was made to feel like that would be selfish if I ever wanted to do anything for myself. This could be somebody that was married to somebody, had kids with them. Kids are grown and they're still being told, what do you mean you can't take a trip? You can't do anything. You live for your children and that's it. And it's like, the kids are grown. They don't even need me to like baby them anymore. What do you mean I can never go anywhere or do anything? I kind of think that there's a lifelong dream that this Libra has had, some place where they've wanted to go. Now, this could also just be this Libra saying, I have wanted to go on this solo trip for the longest time, and I was made to feel like that was selfish. But honestly, or maybe I was instilled with fear. Sometimes that can be like, oh gosh, that, everybody told me I'm not allowed to do this. This Libra is actually, they're so fearless. This is not a fear-filled person. I do think that guilt and manipulation worked on this particular Libra, but I think that's just testament to the fact that this Libra has a really beautiful heart. With that 3 of Cups here that's sideways, it keeps making me feel like there are friendships Libra didn't get to like explore with. I wonder if this Libra never got like to have, kind of like that time of exploration, right? There's something really lovely about, taking a trip for the first time when you're younger and, exploring the world. And it's, at least I did it solo and I loved that. I was really happy that I was very sheltered. And then I took, my first trip, and then my second trip, I'd never even been on a plane and I ended up in Greece. And it was such a great experience for me to have no background, nobody else to rely on. It was just me figuring it out. And that felt really great when I was young. It was kind of like a confidence builder for me, but and everybody's different. That doesn't mean it's better to go alone or to go with people, but let's just say to be able to explore just because you want to do something, that part I think is really important. It doesn't matter if you go with a group, doesn't matter if you go single, but I'm thinking that this Libra never really got the chance to even just do that for themselves, to just say, I just want to. There isn't anything else other than I just want to do this. And it feels like, here we go again with the Temperance card. It feels like, once again, something that was denied to Libra, it's now the right time. Maybe there's a place they want to travel to just for themselves, not for any reason other than they feel called there, or they just want to go maybe with one particular person if that person wants to go with them. This could be a lover. This could be somebody that they want to have peace with. It feels like there was something Libra got cheated out of that they always have still held on to as like, I wish I could do that thing. I wish I could go to that place with that person. That would be like me checking something off my bucket list, but it also might be something that represents them like doing the thing they really wanted to do. Maybe they wanted to do it when they were, 19 and didn't get to, and now they're, 55 and they're finally going to get to take that trip. This just feels so beautiful. It feels like the innermost desires that Libra has held for so long, they're finally able to pursue, and without guilt. That's the biggest part of this. I love this for Libra. So let me just ask, in the realm of romance, does Libra end up with somebody, or do they want to be single? I mean, this could be a character who's like, maybe I want to be single. Maybe I've already had enough romance that was suffocating. I don't know. We have the 7 of Cups that's sideways. We have the 10 of Cups upright. We have the 7 of Pentacles, and we have the 10 of Pentacles. This Libra is headed for, not too fast and not too high pressured, but they are headed for a beautiful, not only love story, but somewhere, even if Libra's life has not been one of affluency and great wealth, this Libra is headed for great wealth, a life of greater ease, a life of not working, 85 hours per week. If that's what they've been doing and I do feel like this Libra has consistently been working really hard for themselves, but also for other people. They're finally going to get to just focus on their own little nuclear family, whatever that consists of. They do have a love story up ahead. They do have a sense of peace. I kind of feel like this Libra is going to be like just finally being able to tend to their own garden, tend to their own personal relationships, tend to their own needs, and share their money with a partner. Their partnership that they may end up with could be somebody who has significant amounts of cash flow, because this is quite the life of luxury here. But all of this just says I don't know if Libra has spent a lot of their time, money, and energy devoting it to other people. No wonder they didn't get to live in much luxury, but they will now that their energy is shifting and it's being focused on their own life a bit. It's really nice to see this. It's really nice to see. I do have one last question on this, which is just, when does this happen for our Libra? Is this something that they are currently taking steps toward, or is this something that's up ahead, or is this something that they're well on the way toward? We have got the Four of Cups in the reverse, well, tilted. We've got the Three of Swords upright, and we got the Five of Wands upright. I would say this is a Libra who maybe has not too recently as has been through something that was like, wow, I've given so much, and I actually feel like I'm either betrayed or I'm heartbroken or somebody doesn't even notice the people that I keep giving my energy to. It's always still all about them. It kind of feels like Libra's headed up to here and they're starting to realize this isn't where I'm supposed to be giving all my energy. Sometimes when other people are selfish, it does us a really good like byproduct. Yes, it can sting, right? When the people that we've been surrendering all of our energy for turn out to still just be so selfish or self-focused. But it's when we see that moment that sometimes it gives us the freedom to say, what the heck have I been doing? I'm looking out for everybody else's needs as if I'm responsible for their happiness. Meanwhile, nobody's looking at my own that way. And when I'm wounded or maybe their selfishness has hurt me, that's when I start to realize maybe I've been pouring my energy into things that are not really for me to pour my energy into after all. I know that could sound like a huge betrayal or heartbreak, but if we look at it from the different lens and say, it is not to like victim shame our poor Libra, but sometimes we don't see that we have overgiven or let people make us feel like we had to overgive instead of being like, do a little snort and be like, I ain't giving all that. Are you kidding me? No, you guys are responsible for your own energies. I'm not going to be the glue that keeps trying to smooth things out with all the family members. I don't need to sacrifice my private life, my personal life, my desire to travel, my desire to, work my own job or marry or divorce whomever I want. I don't owe you guys, the family, any kind of, deference just because you're part of my wolf pack. You guys got to respect me as an individual. And sometimes we don't get to the point of being able to say that until we've been disappointed by, the group that we've been kind of like kowtowing to or made to feel that we had to make sure that their needs were met long before our own. I mean, that's how this comes across to me. And I'm not saying I'm right. Please remember, I'm a fictional storyteller, but it does feel like this amazing Libra is like there is something that has freed them from feeling like other people's needs had to be met before their own. And I don't look at it as like, oh, I had to get mad at these people or anything like that. It's more like Libra is kind of done hurting and they're starting to choose better for themselves. And I think that we already see them morphing that direction in this story. So really beautiful. You guys, so good to see you. Moonbeam Wendy, hey, hey. Creepy but beautiful. Thank you again. Thank you for being here, babe. Brian, hi. Have a great work day, sweetie. Denisa, awesome to see you. Stellar Luna, Avery, you sweetheart. Thanks, Avery. Cosmo Guy, hi. Nice to see you. Normally I see you at the very, very end, like late at night. So it's awesome to catch you in the day and earlier on in the video. Mary Jones, thanks again, babe. You were first in the house. All right, you guys. Caitlin B, hi, honey. Glitterbug, delighted to see you in a live. All right, everybody. Take care. I will see you again in some of the next videos. We've got a bunch of zodiacs to get through today. All right, bye, guys.